Wish we had more time to spare. Want you around me like air. Can't get my feelings involved, and then you not be there. Into my eyes you was there. Show me you care. I wanna keep you around. People like us are so.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's Sam YouTube? It's your girl, the goddess, and I'm back. Ooh, with another one.
Go
yeah.
girl.
Alright guys. Ooh, y'all like my hair today? I did it myself. I think it's so cute, y'all. I think it's so cute. But anyways, today's video is going to be about, was you there to teach them a lesson? Or was they here to teach you a lesson? But before we get into the video though, I need y'all to like, comment, subscribe, and share. You heard me? You are more than welcome to think that anything I say on this channel is a bunch of tomfoolery. You are more than welcome to think that anything I say and anything I say is crazy, or that I am crazy and I need psychiatric help. You are more than welcome to disagree with anything I say on this channel, because why? What you think is valid in your world, let me repeat that. What you think is valid in your world, okay? This channel is all about freedom of thought. So if you think Bigfoot and Sasquatch is real, this the channel for you. If you think the Easter Bunny real, this the channel for you. If you think aliens exist, this the channel for you. Alright? This channel is about freedom of thought. Think how you want to think. Alright? Express yourself. That's what this channel is all about. Alright? Alright, so let's get into the video. Alright, so was he or she there to teach you a lesson? Or were you there to teach them a lesson? So I wanted to talk about how, you know how they have that saying, that phrase, some people are in your life for a reason and some for a season. Well, I interpret that as some people are in your life, you know, to walk your path with you, because y'all have similar paths, y'all are on the same path. And then there are people that come in your life to teach you something. But that something is always something about your own self, okay? Every single relationship I have had taught me something about myself. I saw things in other people that I did and do, and that was good and bad. Good and bad. Alright. So I'm about to tell you a few of my experiences with that. I talked about it a little bit on You Attract What You Are, but I want to go ahead and go deeper, you know what I mean, into detail about what it was about these people, how we were similar, and how I learned the lesson, okay? So I started working at the fuel stamp office in Houston, right? And I met this girl who was exactly like me, but she wasn't exactly like me at that moment in time. Like I had moved past the way that she was. The way that she was at that time. Sorry guys, got a phone call. But anyways, I had moved past the way that she was at that moment in time. Like at that moment in time, I had, you know, learned, I thought I had learned that lesson. But I guess spirit, you know, universe, God, source, whatever you may call it, was said that I needed to learn a little bit more, okay? So, and yo, the reason why I say God or universe or source or spirit or Jah or Allah. The reason why I say that is because I respect all faiths, and I say universe, and I say words like universe and source because it is not connected to any one specific religion, and it is universal, meaning, you know, collective, a connectedness, because I feel like everything is connected. Okay, but anyways, get back to what I was saying. Yeah, so I needed to learn, I guess I needed to learn a little bit more. Okay, so this girl, she was exactly like me. I'm talking about from the down to like her diet, her self-esteem, the way she felt about herself, her lack mindset, and she felt like she had a lot of bad luck. Now, I told y'all I dealt with spiritual warfare, being sent an entity attachment, and I was attracting people who had that same issue going on. And I got to see it in a different perspective. You know what I mean? So I felt like I was experiencing my own self outside of my own self. So boom, she was extremely critical of herself. The way she felt about herself was the same way I used to feel about myself, except in an opposite way. Now let me explain that. She thought she was too skinny, and you know, at this time, these past 5 years or so, 4 or 5 years or so, thick has been, curvy and thick has been the trend, right? But when I was feeling that way about myself, thick wasn't in. It was being slim, right? Not being like super slim, but still having a, like, you know, slim thick. You know what I'm saying? Like being a good, a nice size. Not too thick, not too skinny. You know, being a nice size. And so I was fat. You know what I'm saying? I was big. I was too thick, right? And down to all of the things that she would say, you know, when I would try to make her feel better, it just didn't work. Nothing would work. She was just like, you only feel that way because you have a booty and you got curves. And I'm not even that thick, y'all. Like, really wasn't even that thick. So she was like, and I was like, well, you got big boobs. Like you got bigger boobs than me. Bigger titties than me. You have, you know, a cute face. Why you worrying about being thick and having a big booty? Why you worrying about that? Like, you look fine. Cause dudes want a girl with a booty. Dudes want, and I'm like, why are you caring about what dudes want? And she craved attention. She craved attention from dudes, from females. She wanted to be like, she craved attention. She craved that sense of like she wanted to be complimented. She wanted everybody to look at her. She wanted some type of validation outside of herself. And so, like I said, I had felt like I had learned this lesson already, but like seeing her and then like me being the person trying to make her feel better, and remember being her, and remember having people trying to make me feel better about myself, and it didn't work. It was just like, I felt the way that I felt about myself, and that was it, period. It was like, it was already in my mind how I felt like things, how I should look. I had been being made fun of for being fat since I was a child. So that's been in my head and been in my mind for a long time. Like, I'm too fat, I'm too fat, I'm too fat, I'm fat, I'm fat, I'm fat. Being called fat everywhere you go. You know, can't even look. It could have been my first time eating that day, and as soon as I put a fork or spoon or something up to my mouth, somebody's saying something that you don't need to eat. Look, Ariel, eating again. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like I could never get a break. We could have eaten the same amount of food, but because I was fatter, it was Ariel always eat all her food and blah, blah, blah. It's like, but you eat all your food too. You eat just as much as me. You just don't gain the weight. But anyways, that's all besides the point. She felt the same way, the opposite, like being skinny. She was like, man, I eat a lot. I don't gain no weight. I've been trying to drink Ensure. I've been trying to do, you know, all this stuff. I'm just going to go get a BBL. And I was like, you know, you got to gain weight to get a BBL. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to make her feel better about her own self or whatever. And it just didn't work. And she also had really, really bad diabetes. She would, you know, I'm like, well, you know, if you change your diet around, and she would always complain about feeling bad, and you know what I mean? And I was like, well, if you change your diet around, you'll feel better. She's like, no, because I got type 2 diabetes and that don't work because it's hereditary for me. You know, just any old excuse not to eat healthy. Just to continue to eat the way that she was eating and feeling the way that she was feeling. And while complaining about it. Didn't want to do nothing to change it, but just would complain and complain and complain about it. What else she had? For me, I had bad allergies. Like, I'm tired of feeling like this, you know, blah blah blah. But anyways, I'm gonna keep going. So that was the way that we were alike. Another way that we were alike was she had a lack mindset. I'm like, look, come on, we could both start a YouTube channel. You know, we both working for the state, not really making that much money. If you've ever worked for the state, you don't make money at all. Like, it's really not that much money. And you know, people think that because you have a state job that it's a good job and benefits. That's all that's good about state jobs. It's benefits. That's it. Anyways, so I was like, all right, come on, let's start a YouTube channel. We could talk about the things that we talk about, because me and her would have debates. Me and her would debate about things at work when it was slow, and our coworkers would be mad at us like, Lord, y'all always arguing. But we wasn't arguing, we would just debate. We debated a lot. That's how we were. We like to talk. We like to have conversation. We was both intelligent. We was both, you know, thinkers. We was both, you know, we was just both intelligent and thinkers. So we would talk and we would debate about things. I'm like, so let's do that. And I made a list. I was like, we're going to talk about, have our topics we're going to talk about. And so she was like, well, we don't have no following. We don't have, like, you know, just having like a lack mindset. And I used to be just like that and not wanting to start. And using, like, having all those excuses not to start nothing. But still complaining about being in the same predicament that I was in. And I was like, wow, okay. So, and then she would think that loving herself, you know, saying that she was pretty, saying that she was beautiful, saying that she was bad, like, I'm bad, I love myself, was vain. And I'm like, no, it's okay to love yourself. And then when other people would love on themselves, other people would do it, be like, I'm bad, the baddest walking, like, you know what I'm saying? She would look at them with such disgust, and like she thinks too much of herself, and she's conceited. And I used to be that same exact way. I used to, you know, when girls would post themselves in bikinis, and you know, I'd be like, she a hoe and she this and she that. Like, no, them girls just like their bodies. And then once I lost the weight, and I was finally in a place where I was happy with my own self and the way that I looked, I wanted to do it too. I was like, oh, I'm pretty, like, and take pictures of myself, you know, in bikinis and whatnot. So, anyways, that would be trying to make her feel better would also intimidate her in some kind of way, or also make her feel lesser than, so she would go and talk about me behind my back. And I remember doing that same exact thing to other people. Like, she thinks she know everything. She thinks she know everything, and you know, just all kind of stuff. And she would do the same exact thing. She would go to her sister, to her boyfriend at the time, everything, and would say, you know, say all kind of stuff. So I'm just like, so I had to end the friendship. And the lesson that I learned out of that, like, really, like, seeing, like, dang, this girl, like, I was just like that. Like, damn, that was you. That was you. It didn't matter what nobody said. It didn't matter nothing. It did nothing. It was just that she just was gonna feel how she felt regardless. And the lesson that I learned within that situation, with that whole relationship, was people gotta help themselves. And I had finally got to the point where I was like tired of being fat, tired of complaining about being fat. I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm finna do this. And I was in the gym every single day. It was like, Ariel, it wasn't until, talking to myself, Ariel, it wasn't until you got up and decided that you was tired of complaining about it and did something about it. You know, it wasn't until you was like, man, let me eat better because I want to feel better. It wasn't until you got tired of being broke. It wasn't until you got tired of being broke when you got yourself, you got a plan together, you got a job, you had got a good job, you know, started putting your money into the stuff that you wanted to do. It wasn't until you decided you was ready, that you was tired. So the lesson I learned from that was, you have to save you. And other people have to want to save themselves, have to want to help themselves before you can help them. You are your own savior. Okay, you are your own savior. You cannot expect people to feel sorry for you. I used to do that. I used to try to make people feel sorry for me for not being attracted to me. No, girl, you cannot do that. You can't be mad. And then I experienced it vice versa. Man, it's like dudes that be like, man, y'all want these dudes that ain't gonna take care of you. I mean, that ain't gonna treat you right and all this. Is like, nah, it's not that. I want dudes that ain't gonna treat me right. I want to be treated right. I'm just not attracted to you, bro. I'm just not attracted to you. And I used to feel the same way. I used to be like, y'all be passing up on good people, on good girls, nice girls, just because they don't look a certain way. Used to be just trying to make people feel bad for me. No, you cannot make nobody attracted to you, and people cannot be in a relationship with people that they are not attracted to. Period. So yeah, so I learned that, you know, it was nothing's gonna work. People have to want to save themselves. You have to save yourself. You have to want to help yourself. You cannot be mad at other people. You cannot and then try to help other people. You cannot help other people. You cannot convince other people otherwise of what they should do and how they should do until they realize it. So that was a lesson that I had learned. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, so I'm about to stop trying to help people. You know, I'm gonna just start surrounding my people. Trying to surround myself with people that I want to be like, you know, that I aspire to be like. And if I'm attracting people that aren't that, then I have to go within myself and see what else is going on with me to learn so that I can attract better people in my life. So I'm gonna give y'all one more story. Now, I've always been the type of person that gave when people needed it. Even when I barely had it, I gave it, you know, because I know that, you know, if I was in that position, I would want somebody to help me. So I met a girl who did that, who was reciprocal with that energy. You know, if I paid for her food or something, she paid for mine. You know what I mean? But this is the thing. She had lots and lots of anxiety, just like me, just like I had. So I was attracted, like I said, I was attracted to people with the same type of issues going on. She had a lot of anxiety. She had lots of, fear. So I would try to teach her, I'm like, telling her, I'm like, fear is an illusion. Fear is an illusion. Don't get caught up in that. Don't get caught up in fear. Anxiety. I was like, giving her ways to help that I use to help with my anxiety. I even tried to get her to go to a reading, get a reading to see what was going on with her spiritually. But fear of finding out something that she don't want to find out, or just not believing that that it may be something spiritual. But she was spiritual, you know what I mean? But she felt like she had it all together. And I remember feeling that way too. I remember when I started having anxiety bad, when it first started. I remember when it first happened, and I had a panic attack, and my mama had to bring me to the hospital. And a friend of mine I was talking to at the time was like, are you sure somebody didn't do some juju on you? Like, he dead ass asked me that. Now, like OD in my New York up north accent. I don't even know if I'm using that right, but I like it. Like, nah, it's just anxiety, I was like, no, didn't want to believe that's what was going on with me. And so once I got tired of feeling anxiety, feeling anxious, once I got tired of feeling confused, always lost, always feeling confused and panicking all the time and fear all the time, it's when I finally was like, you know what, let me see what's going on. Let me see what's going on with myself. And let me be open. You know what I'm saying? Let me be open to something out of my comfort zone. Let me be open to something, because I might learn something. So that's when I started to actually learn about spiritual attack and people actually out here doing like spiritually attacking people. Really out here in graveyards trying to conjure up spirits to attack people, giving them offerings. And that's when I started to learn about all of that stuff. You know what I mean? And so when I tried to help her, but she would always complain about, her emotions and her anxiety. And I'm trying to help, and I'm trying to give her things that I was, that was helping me with my anxiety. After learning about, spiritual attack and things like that, she was not trying to hear it. She was not trying to hear it at all. And so again, moral of the story is you cannot help nobody unless they want to be helped, unless they want to help themselves. People will stay stuck in the same position, and it's not because they can't do nothing about it, it's because they won't do nothing about it. It's because they have this stuck mentality, like this subconscious. They have blockages and things in their subconscious that are not allowing them, that are stopping them, blocking them from being able to move forward. But then we'll sit and complain about it. You know what I mean? So yeah, she also taught me that lesson too. But both of them were also they also were there to allow me to see that about myself. You know what I'm saying? To see the type of person that I was, and how I was just, very cynical and very well, I ain't gonna say cynical, but like just very like in my own way. You know what I'm saying? Like in my own way. Stop blaming others. Stop complaining about others. They told me they taught me that. They taught me, they taught me, stop complaining about others. Stop pointing a finger. Stop. Just go within. Go within. See what's going on. Follow your intuition. Follow the signs and synchronicities that the higher power, whatever you may call it, whatever resonates with you, sends to you. Be present and follow that. Those signs and those synchronicities. I had a relationship where I was in a relationship with a dude who was junky. Like really, well, he was dirty. He was like outright dirty. But I just used to be kind of junky. I just kind of used to just leave my clothes and pile stuff up, right? But then I experienced him who not only left his clothes and piled stuff up, he would pile up plates, cups, pots, and everything in his room, in the kitchen. Well, this was prior to us living on our own. He stayed the same. Once I got on I had learned that lesson through him, and when I got on my own, I was like, I'm not keeping my apartment like that at all. I'm about to make sure my apartment stays straight. I don't want my shit to look like that. But anyways, he was dirty, junky, and I saw that within him. And so that made me be like, oh no, I ain't trying to be like that. I ain't trying to have people over at my house looking like that. And it's looking like that. Oh no. But he would pile up stuff. He would let stuff sit with food and then let stuff mold up. I was like, I ain't never being like that. So and I ain't never been like that. I ain't never just let food just sit and mold like plates and pile plates and cups up. I ain't never been like that. But just the junkiness of it, like you couldn't even walk in his room. You couldn't even walk. You had to move stuff around just to even get in his room. Just to even sit on the bed, you have to move stuff. Just sit on his bed. I was like, nah, I ain't never about to have my stuff looking like this again. So I started to make sure my stuff was clean. Like, you know, take off my clothes, put it in the dirty clothes. Like, you know what I mean? So every single relationship, every single person that you come across is to teach you something about yourself. Okay? It's to teach you something about yourself. Or if they're on the same path as you, if you're on the same page, then they're here to grow with you. Okay? Y'all are here to mirror each other, and you are here to continuously grow and learn and evolve with each other, through each other, if that makes any sense. All right, and that's it. That's all I have for y'all today. Y'all have a good one. And remember, don't be a hoe.